Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of this super duper amazing, awesome Osu Let's Play Adventure series. In the last episode, I showed you guys some cool things about the score submission system, some intricate information that I think is very nice to know. And in this episode, I'm mostly just gonna, ramble a bit about keyboard switches, peripherals in that sense, and my personal experiences with different types of keyboard switches, mechanical switches, and things like that. And I'm also going to tell a faded story about this one time. I ordered keyboard switches and then something went horribly wrong, but I will get into that story in just a little bit. I do want to add, though, before I get started, in case you guys are new or have not heard yet, I stream every single day over at twitch.tv/digitalhypno. That is linked in the description, but if you want to catch me playing this game live or hang out with me more, that is something that I would highly recommend you come stop by and say hello. Bonus points, if you tell me that you came from this Let's Play series, I will be very, very happy to see you there. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. So I think if you're at least somewhat into the OSU community, I think the OSU community and the keyboard community are somewhat connected in some sense. And okay, so I'm gonna tell this story while playing a couple fun maps. There's this artist named Street, I think is super awesome, and there's also this mapper named Mira, is also very awesome. But yeah, I'll play a couple of these maps and tell you guys a story, or I guess my history with keyboard switches, basically. So when I started playing this game, let's see. So I just had those one of those default I think the brand of my computer was Gateway or something. It was those they weren't scissor switches, but they were those half size. I don't even know what they're called. I know the model of my first keyboard when I started playing this game. I'll link it in the description. But anyway, so actually I remember when I was very new to this game, I don't know if I would say that I idolized Cookie Z, but he was I don't know. I liked so when I got into this game, that was when he was banned, and I used to watch there's these recordings of his old live streams on YouTube, and I would watch those all the time. And yeah, so I think he sort of popularized this one mechanical keyboard called there's a Cooler Master keyboard, CM Storm Quickfire TK, with red switches. And at some point I was like, OMG, I want to get a mechanical keyboard. And I wasn't super experienced in the whole field, but I was like, Cookie Z uses this one, I'm sure it's a pretty good starting point. And it was pretty cheap, actually. I think it's one of the lower cost ones, or lower budget mechanical keyboards. So pretty good purchase. That was my first mechanical keyboard. It was red switches. And okay, so red switches. Okay, so they're all named after colors, but basically, it's how difficult the key is to press. Basically, how much force it takes, and then also what it feels like. There's other videos out there that explain mechanical keyboard switches a lot better than I can, probably, in this little scuffed, unscripted type of video. But yeah, red switches, they're pretty light and they don't have clicking part to them. So that's just kind of what I grew up with. So let's see. Oh, okay, so I remember, so I had a friend who lived nearby and also played Osu, and he played with blue switches. So he had blue switches, and he let me borrow his keyboard for a day, and it was okay. I think it felt around the same to me, but it wasn't something that I would willingly switch to. And then, so I had another friend who went to the same school as me when I was new to Osu, and I think he had brown switches, was it? Yeah, brown switches. So, so I tried those, and brown switches, I think I liked them more than reds. It was actually really comfortable. I think I could stream better immediately with brown switches, but then I didn't. I mean, obviously it wasn't my keyboard. He was letting me borrow it because I think, oh shit, I broke what? Oopsies. But he was letting me borrow it because he was like cleaning out his keyboard for the day or something, and he was like, hey, you can try my brown switches if you'd like. And I was like, okay. So, oh, alright, at least no miss, S-rank. Nice map. But yeah, I liked brown switches, but I just kind of didn't have a brown switch keyboard, so I kept using my red switches, which was still fine. I was pretty comfortable with them. Let's try this map. Oh, this map is so good. Okay, anyway, Mira is a really good mapper too. I think these are actually some of his older maps, but very high quality maps. Okay, so around, I want to say 2018, there were some OC meetups in California, and I went to them obviously, and there were some like places where people had their OC setups, like set up, I guess, or like their PC setups, and they were playing OC, and I tried one of the players' setups. I want to say it was Slushy. I'm pretty sure. That could be wrong. I think. Yeah. Anyway, I think he had, or whoever it was. Sorry, Slushy, if it wasn't you. I don't know if Slushy would end up watching this video, but anyway, whoever's setup I was playing on for like 20 or 30 minutes or something, they had brown switches, and I was like, oh my god, I had forgotten, because between like the first time I tried brown switches was like 2015, I guess, but then I tried brown switches again in 2018, and I was like, man, my speed is so much better on these brown switches. Brown switches I think are basically the same weight as, or they're very similar in weight to red switches, but they have like a little bump on them. It's called, they're tactile basically. But I tried those brown switches and I was like, started thinking about it again, and I was like, you know what, maybe I will get brown switches. Oh, actually, okay, my story is all over the place. So that was like the second time that I tried brown switches, but so that was in 2018. But actually in 2017, okay, so from the CM Storm, like the first red switch keyboard that I got, I don't actually remember when I got my other one. I think it was in, it was in 2017. Yeah, so I think October 2017. It was like Cyber Monday, I think. Or October? Okay. It must have been November. Okay, anyway, like Cyber Monday of 2017, I ordered another red switch keyboard, which was a Ducky Shine 6. And oh, okay, didn't miss. Ducky Shine 6, also with the red switches, because it's just what I was comfortable with. I think the CM Storm was starting to kind of act up. Oh, I think there was also one time, I think I accidentally spilled cereal on my CM Storm, and that was a sad day. It still worked afterwards, but it was very like, I don't know, squishy. Like the keys were kind of strange. But yeah, I switched to, I bought a Ducky Shine 6, which is still the keyboard that I use today, which I'm using right now. But yeah, so that was Cyber Monday 2017. And then 2018, so some of the keys started chattering / double tapping. And what that means is like, you would press the key once and it would activate twice for some reason. And I wasn't exactly sure why that was happening, but I was like, so it was around OSU World Cup season. And I was like, I don't want this to be happening during OSU World Cup. And I sort of wanted a backup keyboard. So I got what's called a modular keyboard, which basically you can like switch out the keys and like sort of customize the switches that are in them. So I got one of those. So obviously like I could switch out the keys like individually to whatever kind of switch I wanted, but the base of the keyboard had to be something. So I was choosing between, so I think the options were like blue switches, brown switches, or black switches. Blacks are basically like reds, but a little heavier. So there's no bump, but it just takes a little more force to press. And I had tried both blues and browns. Wasn't super hyped about blue switches, but I was down to get brown switches, but I also had never tried black switches. So I was like, you know what? I can always get like individual brown switches and like replace the keys in the keyboard or the switches. So, oh shoot, so when I got the modular keyboard, which is called the GMMK, yeah, I guess I'll link both the keyboards that I have now in the description if you guys are curious. But Actually, I don't know. I might not link the GMMK because I don't recommend getting it, especially for Osu. I think the like the whole fact that it's modular and like you can switch the keys out is pretty nice, but it's not the best with like input lag and stuff. So if you're trying to be very, very accurate on Osu, like it's probably not the best purchase. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I can still link the keyboard in the description if you're curious, but yeah, so just disclaimer, I do not recommend getting it for Osu. But yeah, anyway, so I tried black switches, and basically the way I see black switches is they're like red switches with training weights. So since I was typically using reds, and then my sort of quote-unquote backup keyboard was black switches, I would use my black switch keyboard as sort of like tapping skill training, which I think worked pretty well actually. I think like around in 2019, I used my black switch keyboard to train like speed and stamina, and that was probably when my speed and stamina improved the most. It may have also just been because I was practicing speed and stamina, which I do not always do, but yeah, that is one observation I have found about black switches. Yeah, let me find another mirror. Okay, so mirror, she has a lot of Camellia. Oh, you know something you can do? So let's do artist equals Camellia and mapper equals mirror. Awesome. Search for, wait, what? Oh, wait, creator. my bad. Creator equals mirror. There we go. Oopsies. Alright, let's find some awesome maps. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. This is a full version, I think. But it's hard. There is a full version of this though. And let's also do status equals R. This is what I do sometimes to find maps to play. Let's just play this one anyway. And I might find one more map after this as well. Yeah, okay. So there's a bit of a story. So one day, I was like, I guess, oh, this was in 2020, I think. I wanted to get brown switches, to like a pack of like brown switches that I could replace my, like on my GMMK, my modular keyboard. That's like mostly black switches, but okay, so I ordered the brown switches. Okay, this is the epic awesome story that I don't know, how do I preface this story? This is like the story of the time that I almost got the police called on me, I guess. That's like how I think of the story. So let's see. Yeah, where does this story start? So I ordered brown switches, and okay, so my community, like my like where I live basically, there's like a shared mailbox area, right? And wait, this is not the run, by the way. It's fine. Shared mailbox area, or if the if your package is too big to fit in your mailbox, then they would put it like outside your sorry, oh my god, what happened to my throat? They'll put your package outside your house. So I wasn't actually sure how big the packet would be, or like if the like, because it was just like 10, I think 10 or 20 like keyboard switches. They're pretty small too, but I didn't know if they would be in the mailbox or not. And so like to access the mailbox from my house, like I need the key to open the mailbox, because it's like a community area. But my sister had the key in her car, and she was out of town. But she was driving back home that night, but she was out of town, so I did not have the key to open the mailbox. So I mentioned it to my mom, and I was like, hey, my apparently my keyboard switches are like in, like they have arrived or something. And because I got the Amazon notification, but I got the notification when I was in class, I think. And so I wasn't sure if maybe like someone had brought it inside and it was delivered to my door, or maybe it was in the mailbox, but I couldn't check because my sister wasn't home yet. But oh god, let me find another map. Oh my god. Let's see, these are all really good maps. Okay, some of these are really hard. Oh Mirror, do you have any nicer maps? Let's do creator equals Mirror. Oh god, cliffhanger on the story. I did not think this far ahead. Oh. Okay, I need something that's like kind of long so I can finish the story. I need long mirror maps. Oh my god, no maps. This is a bit odd. Oh, okay, I can just play this map. You know, this is a good map. Okay, yeah, I'll just play this one. Okay, anyway, so my options basically. Okay, so I mentioned to my mom. Why is it so loud? I don't know if it was loud for you guys, but that was okay. Anyway, I mentioned to my mom that my package came in while I was in class, and she said that it wasn't in the front door or like by the front door. Like she didn't bring it in, but she had a package once delivered to the wrong like house, like one of the nearby houses. And since I had to wait for my sister to get home anyway to bring the key back, the mailbox key. So, my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to just like check like if your package was delivered to one of the other houses?" I was like, "Okay." So we like went to, I don't know. We just like went to the like front doors of like the houses near us to see if like my package was there. And I think we spent like 20 or 30 minutes going through different houses and it was not there. So I was like, okay, it's probably at my mailbox. So, yeah, so then I don't know. I just went back inside and waited for my sister to get back home. And then I was like, oh, finally, I can use the mailbox key. And so my sister, when she got home, she had a friend with her. And I just like asked for the mailbox key and I just, you know, walk over to the mailbox area. It was kind of cold outside, so it was cold and windy, so I think I put on like these sunglasses that I use when driving to like cover my entire eyes, because it was very windy. So I had these big sunglasses on, and I walked to the mailbox. So I had never been to the mailbox area before, and I assumed that it would just be labeled with like your house number or whatever, but it was labeled. It was just they were just numbered. Like 1 through like whatever. So I got to the mailbox area and I had no idea which one was ours, but I didn't want to call my sister to ask her because she had like a friend with her. So I just like I used the key to I was like, okay, will I be able to figure this out by just like brute forcing the key on all the mailboxes? So I tried that for a little bit and then I was like, okay, you know, it's just not gonna work. I'm just gonna call my sister. So I think I tried the key on like 3 or 4 of the mailboxes, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask which one it is. And so I, you know, pulled out my phone, called my sister, and she told me which mailbox. And I was like, okay, awesome. So ended the call, and then as I was putting the key into the mailbox, that was correct. So these 2 guys approached me like from behind, and they were like, hey, you can't be here. And I was like, wait, is the mailbox closed at night or something? I was like, oh, hey guys, what's up? And they were like, yeah, you can't, like, you have to leave this area or like we're gonna call the cops on you or something. And I was like, whoa, this is my mailbox. I live here. And so basically what happened is they like, so like the security camera of their like front porch or like front door area like went off, and they saw me like glancing for a package and then walking away. And then but like they weren't home or something like when the security camera went off. So like they got back home and then they like went walking around the community to look for me, and then they found me at the mailboxes using a key to try breaking into the mailboxes, except that was not really what was happening. But they saw me like testing the key on all the mailboxes, and then they were like, yeah, this guy's up to something. So yeah, they approached me and they were like, you can't be here, we're gonna call the cops on you. And I was like, whoa, I could explain. So I explained the whole story, like, oh, Amazon like I got a notification, and apparently like I didn't know if it was sent to the wrong house or if it was in the mailbox, you know, blah blah blah. And it's the whole time I mean, I don't know, I kept a somewhat casual demeanor. I think they could probably tell, and I like named my house number and like some of the cars that are in front, because I was like trying to prove that I do in fact live in the community. But yeah, then they were like, oh, okay. But yeah, I think eventually, okay, so they believed me, right? Obviously they ended up not calling the police, but so I think after like the whole like explanation and like trying to gain their trust, I I realized that like the whole time I was talking to them, I had these giant sunglasses on, and it was like I was trying to hide my eyes or like hide my identity. It's just because it was windy, so like, I had the sunglasses on. Yeah, that was a bit odd. And then at some point, I just I realized, and I was like, oh shit, I still have these on. I took the sunglasses off, and then I was like, hey guys. Yeah, it was a bit odd. And then after the whole explaining and like having them there, then I finally opened the mailbox, and indeed my package of brown switches were there. So yeah, that's the story of my great adventure ordering brown switches for my GMMK, which were pretty nice. But then over time I realized why a lot of people don't recommend the GMMK for Osu because of the input lag and things like that. So I mean, overall, it's an okay keyboard if you really want to switch out the different keys, but there are much better options, and there's some like Nono pads as well that you can look into. Except if you find so okay, Nono pad basically means like the keypads. It's like only 2 buttons or like 3 buttons sometimes that are like specifically designed for Osu. So you can order one of those, but I will say don't order from Lotus keyboards, because yes, something bad will happen. So yeah, don't do that. But anyway, that is just a bit of a story on my experiences with different switches and how I almost got the cops called on me, policies. But that is about, I think, all I wanted to cover in this episode. I think yeah, so I'm just trying to think if there's anything else, but I think that is about it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching as usual. If you're watching in the future, be sure to check out my channel and watch the future episodes. Subscribe for more, obviously. I upload these every single day, so look forward to that. And also, as usual, check out my Twitch streams where I stream every single day as well. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. Oh my god! Hey! Bye, guys.